Wow, everybody, we're back for episode 2, and I couldn't be happier. Each and every day is one step closer, and as this comes out, it is 9 days until opening day. I would be lying if I said I wasn't excited for the Mets this year. I'm extremely excited. Catching is the hardest position in baseball. No one, and I repeat, no one can change my thoughts on that. The Mets have had several incredible catchers over the years, like Gary Carter, Jerry Grody, and especially Mike Piazza. Gary Carter was traded to us in the winter of 1984, and I believe he truly changed that team's playing on the field and why we won the World Series in '86. While Keith Hernandez was the clubhouse leader, no one would argue that when it came to being on the field, it was Carter's time to lead. Jerry Wayne Grody, two-time All-Star, World Series champ, and a member of the Mets Hall of Fame. Was he a good hitter? No. Was he incredible defensively in his era and helped his team win a World Series ring? Yes. Last but certainly not least, the best Mets catcher of all time, and perhaps the best catcher of all time, Mike Piazza. He had a .308 career batting average, 1,335 RBIs, 427 home runs, finished top 10 in the MVP race 7 times, 12-time All-Star, and while we did lose the 2000 World Series, he was a huge reason we got there. It has been a while since the Mets have had a really good catcher. A lot of disappointing ones, like Travis d'Arnaud, who for some reason never realized his full potential until he was on our greatest rival's side. He played for us for 7 years and batted .252 and had 43 home runs throughout his Mets career. On the contrary, for the Braves, he has only been there for 3 years and has 34 home runs and already has won a Silver Slugger award and has an All-Star appearance. Also, recently, the Mets brought in James McCann in the 2021 free agency period. He was supposed to fill that hole and be that catcher we were dearly lacking. Let's just say that did not happen. In 2020, he batted .289 with 7 home runs, 15 RBIs, and 28 hits in the 60-game shortened season for the White Sox. The Mets front office saw this and thought he would be a good player for us. In 2 full seasons with the Mets, he would only accumulate 13 home runs with 64 RBIs, and in 2022 he batted an abysmal .195. Thankfully, we traded him this offseason, and the best catching prospect since Adley Rutschman is here in Francisco Alvarez. We're about halfway through spring training, and now I want to talk about 2 players that have simply played incredible baseball and are at the point where I'd be surprised if they don't make the opening day roster. I'm talking about third baseman Brett Baty and outfielder Tim LeCastro. Brett Baty is batting a seriously impressive .423 and has 11 hits, 1 home run, and 5 RBIs in those 26 at-bats. His defense has also been very good, and that is great to see from a guy who struggled defensively last year and throughout the minor leagues. Tim LeCastro is fast and has special speed. In 29 at-bats so far this spring, he is batting .389 with 11 hits, 7 RBIs, and 5 stolen bases, which is tied second throughout all of spring training so far. While he is definitely not an everyday player, I would gladly accept Tim LeCastro appearing in about 100 games this year, either in the starting lineup, pinch hitter or runner, and as a defensive replacement. Last week I talked about the non-superstars that you need to be great, and Tim LeCastro is one of those players. Welcome to the first edition of Where He Went to School. I'm a high school student, and let's see where and what these New York Mets were doing in high school. For the first one, arguably the best shortstop in baseball, Francisco Lindor. As a junior in Monterey Academy, he had .354, 17 hits in only 13 games. And as a senior in 2011, he batted .528 and stole 20 bags. Also in 2011, he would be drafted by Cleveland, and this would start his illustrious career in the major leagues. Lindor also says that his high school helped him become the person he is today, and a couple of years ago, he donated $1 million to the school. In a Major League Baseball season, there are 187 days. Imagine I told you that a certain team was in first place for 175 of those 187 days. You would think, oh, they probably won the division. No, they did not. They choked the final series of the year, getting swept by the Braves, and went on to lose in the division series to the Padres. That was the story of the 2022 New York Mets, and here is the story of the 2023 New York Mets. We were in first place for 175 days. That gives me hope and should give you hope too. Overall, as a team, we improved vastly, and it started with our bullpen, signing back Adam Ottavino and Edwin Diaz. We also traded for Brooks Raley, a crafty left-hander from the haven of pitchers, Tampa Bay. Another important thing is that we lost 0 hitters from this lineup that put up beautiful offensive numbers in 2022. I know how everyone is feeling right now. Didn't the Phillies get Trey Turner, Taijuan Walker, Gregory Soto, and didn't the Braves get Sean Murphy, one of the best catchers in the league? Yes, but everyone. At the end of the day, we can and should only worry about our team, the New York Mets. This is one of the most complete rosters this organization has ever had, and we're not going to believe in them? I see people online saying 2nd or 3rd place in the division, and I'm sorry to sound like a classic Mets fan, but this is our year. I feel it, and I'm not necessarily saying World Series, but this is going to be a truly special year for the Mets. Thank you for joining me for the 2nd episode of the Mets Meltdown. The next time I upload will be the last episode before meaningful baseball. And until then, I'm Jonas Meyer, and let's go Mets.